What is up guys, Stu here. If you're wondering, hey Stu, what are you doing wearing the same t-shirt you were wearing in yesterday's review, huh? You bum? I'm lazy. That's it. That's all it is. I'm just lazy. I'm not getting up to change my t-shirt. The drawers are there. I could probably reach over and grab a new t-shirt, but I ain't doing it. But today we have another new review from, say it with me, the London Film Festival. Yeah! This one's a biggie. It's for Rian Johnson's latest film, Knives Out. If you've not heard much about this one, I'm going to keep it vague because it's best just to trust me, go see this film, enjoy it as blind as you can, because the less you know about the story in this one, the more you're going to have just a fucking blast. Because it is, without a doubt, the most fun I've had in a cinema in 2019. I'm saying it. It's basically a murder mystery in which someone dies and the people trying to work out who did it and how it happened. But it's directed by Rian Johnson, who, yes, is the guy behind the completely uncontroversial and quiet, under the radar film that was Star Wars The Last Jedi. Just kidding. Everyone went fucking batshit over that film, didn't they? If you're someone that holds grudges against a director because you didn't like a film they did, it just fucking feels dumb even saying that. But if you are someone that was like, I'll never watch one of his films, he ruined Star Wars for me, put that aside, go watch this film, he crushes it. First, we've got to talk about the cast here because it's a meaty one and it is some of the most fun I've seen actors having on screen for quite some time. It's an ensemble cast filled up with people like Toni Collette, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Christopher Plummer, Don Johnson, Lakeith Stanfield, he keeps fucking getting better, topped off with Ana de Armas and Daniel Craig. That's a cast. It would take me too long to go into everything I love about each of these characters and all of their performances, so I'll try and keep it brief. Toni Collette's still incredible. Jamie Lee Curtis is still incredible. Christopher Plummer is still crushing it. You see where I'm going with this? And as characters, they all work really well together. The relationships between them just works. There's a lot of bickering in this film, you know, they all play family members of this huge family, and with that there's a lot of room for very sharp, quick one-liners from everyone in the cast, and they're all amazing. But I do want to talk specifically about two cast members who I thought absolutely nailed this one. One of them is Daniel Craig, but I haven't seen a role from him in quite some time that's felt this fun, that we've seen him so clearly enjoying himself in. He plays the investigator that's attempting to solve this murder, and it's just surreal in the best way possible. Because as soon as he comes onto the screen, he has the meatiest, thickest accent you've ever heard, and it is the hammiest thing in the best way possible. There's been a murder. But aside from him, Ana de Armas was the other person that really knocked it out of the park here and really surprised me. I just kind of love Ana de Armas at this point. She is fantastic and she continues to surprise me in the roles she takes and how well she is able to crush those roles. But she's got much more of a prominent role here and she's able to give a lot more, and she just kills it. Is that a pun because it's a murder mystery? It is now. She's an incredibly likable character for us to follow through this thing, and she brings so much kind of humanity and innocence to the role. But she also plays the comedy really well. She also plays the drama really well. She just kind of hits a lot of different bases on this performance and kills all of them. And I just love the way Rian Johnson throws himself through this genre. I'm a big fan of murder mystery films. I've watched every episode of Poirot that was on ITV with David Suchet, and I am not ashamed of it. The mere mention of the name Agatha Christie makes me salivate. This is going a weird direction. But I love the constant guessing of what's going on and always second guessing what a character's doing and saying. And a good murder mystery film knows exactly how to play its audience so that all of the twists and turns feel effective. I really didn't know where this film was going to end up going, and I'm very happy with where it did end up going. It's an incredibly slick sort of ride through this genre, and it's obvious that Rian Johnson loves this genre and knows exactly what he's doing. And it culminates in a film which feels incredibly playful with the style it's going for, and that makes it all the more refreshing. But knowing when to take itself serious enough and knowing when to poke fun at itself is very difficult to manage, and I think he did it expertly here. It works as this very sharp, quick comedy, but it also works as a murder mystery film. It has plot twists that works and so many details, and I love those little details in murder mystery films that mean when you go back and watch it on a second viewing, you're like, I didn't see that the first time, you sneaky bastard. So many throwaway moments are going to feel way more impactful in the second viewing, but also there are so many different visual gags and lines that have different meanings that I really feel like I'm going to get something new at each viewing of this film. And it avoids one of the main problems I have with a lot of attempts at murder mystery films. Whenever they fall flat, one of the main things that ends up bugging me is that when you start a film like this and you have a murder and you have suspects, you immediately start to try and work it out yourself. It's inevitable. And sometimes when you kind of start to come up with the crazy solutions in your head and it ends up not being that crazy, For me, myself, I can sometimes get just a little bit disappointed. But it happens a lot with certain murder mysteries. The climax can feel incredibly underwhelming because it's setting up so many things it doesn't pay off. But it's one of the most impressive things about Rian Johnson's film here is that it feels like it pays off every little thing it drops throughout its runtime. Every little thread feels like it gets the attention it needs, and that makes for absolutely one of the most entertaining final acts of a film I've seen in quite some time. I won't spoil anything, but you know the point in murder mystery films where the detective gets everyone together in a big room and you start to understand what's going on. As soon as that starts coming into play in this film, from there onwards, it is impressive how many laughs there are on a minute-to-minute basis. Everything that happens from then onwards is just, it's glorious. There's no other word for it. I was beaming at how much I was enjoying it. All leading up to one of my favourite final shots in a year, which is this incredible visual gag, which I just chuckle every time I think about it. There is only really one way to appreciate this film the best you can, and that is in a large cinema with a packed crowd. I think it's going to absolutely crush it for most audiences. I think he's made a film which is going to be incredibly enjoyable for a lot of people. After a film like The Last Jedi, which was as divisive as it was for whatever reason amongst its audience, it's nice that Rian Johnson gets to put a film out here that's surely gonna entertain everyone. I just get excited about the thought of seeing this one again. I'm definitely rewatching this one. But what about you guys? Have you seen Knives Out yet? Did you catch it at the festival? Have you seen it elsewhere? Whatever you thought about it, let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully we can all just talk about how much we all love Daniel Craig in this film. Yeah? Deal? Cool. As usual, if you enjoyed this video and you do want to see me talk about more shit, please consider clicking subscribe, hitting like, hitting the bell icon so you're notified every time I put a review up. It helps me out big time, and it means you won't miss any of the reviews that are coming from the film festival. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another one, but until next time, stay beautiful, mother truckers.